I guess I'm on now. I don't have it all. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Think we're good now. I can see you. Yes.
What
I have the
hap-
live chat on.
Yeah, what happens a lot is when I'm on the phone to you, if somebody calls me, all of a sudden I freeze up. It freezes up my screen. Hello? Hello, hello, Margie. You are freezing up. Unfortunately, I cannot hear you. How's your internet? You're kind of breaking up. Maybe we can restart. Maybe we can restart. Unfortunately, freezing up.
Okay. Is that better?
Better, but once in a while your voice does like a robotic thing.
Oh my. Well, looks
That's
like
good. So far, so good. Okay. So far, so good.
Okay, we're getting better. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Freezing up. Hold on. Hold on. Having some technical difficulties here, folks, with the internet. Waiting for Margie to come back. There you are. Hello.
I'm live. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Can you hear me a lot better
But
now?
in the past, it was so clear with no choppiness. And I'm wondering if it's my internet or your internet. You know what I mean?
It's probably my internet because I have. Oh, hi, Nikki.
There's Nikki.
How's it going?
Nikki,
You feeling better these days?
she joined a gym, Nikki. Yeah, it's not an interview, but unfortunately, you're breaking up so much. Can you see that on your phone, or am I only seeing that?
I think you're only seeing because I can't see my.
Let's ask Nikki. Nikki, is Margie breaking up, or is it just my? Is it my phone? Sweet truckin'. Oh, Margie is breaking up. Yeah.
Sorry. I've tried two different internet things. I'm on Verizon at the moment. It's usually the better.
Yeah. This never happened before. Usually it's so smooth, and I'm wondering what's going on.
I don't know. Well, anyway,
Yeah, how you been? How you been doing? Yeah, how's it going? Whoa.
I have 1.3 pounds to Wonderland now. Thanks to a special diet. Now, we want to talk about that one first, or we want to talk about the other thing first?
Whatever you want to talk. Everybody who's watching, thank you. My man, Sweet Truckin' and Nikki. But Margie and I just like, hey, let's just do a live. we're going to have some fun. It's not like a serious thing, but we love to talk about what's currently happening with Margie, myself, uh, what's going on in the diet world. Margie and I are doing a little bit of sugar diet again, a little bit. We'll talk about it. But whatever, Margie, you wanted to talk about the power of sugar, the power of Ray Peat, so all that kind of stuff. Whatever you wanna talk about.
Okay, well, since we're starting with let's start with the pro. So talk about the diet I'm on right now to get to Wonderland. Talk about it some more.
Well, as you guys know, I coach Margie. I'm a proud coach of Margie Mitchell's, and you know, it's a process. And now we're like, can we go back? We try everything: keto concepts, meat concepts, chicken concepts, egg concepts, a high low. We try fasting, we try everything. And Margie, just like myself, responds a little bit better with higher carbs. Not like a runner, she's not doing 500 grams of carbs a day and 15 potatoes. But I was like, let's go back when Margie told me how well she does with vegetables, fruits, all that good stuff, starches. We went back and then she lost a quick 4 pounds again. So now we're on the sugar diet back in 2025. Remember the sugar diet, you guys? Started by one Cole Robinson. Well, not really, but
Right. Yeah. Well, I think you've answered the question of is it right for everyone? Well, not necessarily,
no,
right?
it's how do you guys want to lose weight? Nikki looks great, Sweet Truckin' looks great, but there are people that want to drop 20, 30, 40, 50 and up. My friend Eve wants to drop weight. My friend Phil, I always talk about, my cousins, everybody. What's going to be the easiest, most enjoyable way to drop the weight? Margie's hitting the gym. She's walking, she's lifting weights. It's not just, oh, I put the fork down and I'm in a calorie deficit. She wants to look good and lift weights and sleep well. So, believe it or not, well, Margie, you can say a little bit what you've been doing the last week with me. You can say a little bit.
A little bit better. I have a little bit more type of situation, and I add a little vinegar to it, and I'm really not that hungry, and I have fairly decent energy. I'm not going to say that I'm like my cardio is the best ever, but it's working, and I'm not like standing still at 205 for 9,000 years. It seems like, and yeah, I'm enjoying it at the moment. I sure would like to have some, a little more balance eventually, but I'm so close to being there at 201 point. You know,
I know.
but that's about it.
I've been doing well. Yeah, they've been saying you're breaking up. We're doing the best we can, guys. We're the brick perspective. Luna Taro, what's up, everybody? Uh, Everyone here is awesome. Well, I'm in a different place, I guess we'll get to the comments a little bit later. I've lost all my weight, and now it's a matter of maintaining my weight. So, which could be very, very, very tricky. As I always tell Margie, she wants to know what am I doing because she knows me when I was well. She didn't meet me then when I was 235, 240, etc. She didn't meet me, but she saw the pictures. And so maintaining your weight is a lot of fun because you get to do some stuff you used to eat, but in smaller quantities. And you get to use all of your new skills, how you lost the weight. And so, like, that's what Margie's going to do come summer. She's going to be maintaining the weight because she'll get get to her weight by summer. So I've been eating mostly high carbs, mixing it with fat and protein. It's freezing in New York, as Brick Perspective will tell you, but she likes the cold, Brick, and so like she enjoys that. But basically, Nikki, I knew you. I knew you then. You knew me then, Nikki. You knew the fat Chris, but not that fat though. But basically, I'm just enjoying breaking all the rules, keeping the weight off, working on different programs in the gym. I'm actually working on going a little bit more often, but a little bit less intense. Wow, it's been a revelation because my gym is so close and I'm a personal trainer, but I was so taught to give it my all. And then what happens? You don't want to go to the gym for 2, 3 days. So the way I coach Margie, give it some effort, but I'd rather you go 4 or 5 days a week and not just 1 or 2 days a week. So thank you for asking what I'm doing. Thank you.
So let's get into it. How did you get into the pro-metabolic diet?
Well, I don't know anything about pro-metabolic, but I do know about a metabolism that's pro. And honestly, I don't call it that. I like to call it from the Godfather, the man himself, Raymond Peat. I called him when he was living in Oregon. Is it Oregon or Oregon? It depends on where you live, right? Or in New York,
Yeah.
we say Oregon, but people could say Oregon, I guess, right?
I say Oregon. So
Oregon, that's great because we really know it's Denver, Colorado. Denver, right? Just kidding. Just teasing. Denver, home of 80-degree weather. It's really, we're going to get to that later. But basically, I got into pro metabolic, which just means for the uninitiated, eating foods that are whole foods, low in seed oils, higher in sugar and easily digestible carbs, fruits, uh, meat, fish, staying away from junk, and eating a robust caloric meal and not worrying, as Ray would say, about always cutting calories. That's going to be low metabolic. Pro metabolic is increasing your calories, but don't shoot yourself in the foot and gain weight, which a lot of rape, and we call them Peters do. Like imagine me putting Margie on, Margie, have a big old, bottle of orange juice, 7, 8 tablespoons of coconut oil, drink a lot of milk and ice cream, eat a lot of cheese.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you really feel good eating that diet. But then you gain 10, 15, 20 pounds. And then people, and Ray is like, when did I ever say that? It makes you feel better, but I still eat at maintenance or a caloric deficit or at a slight surplus. So pro metabolic 14, 15 years ago, roughly at that time, I've heard the name Ray. I found a forum and then the Ray Peat forum, and I watched every interview, found out everything I could. And it's something that I honestly stick to his way of eating and exercising about 80, 85% of the time, you know?
great. So tell us about your conversation with Ray Peat.
Well, I just spoke with Ray. Ray's in heaven. And so I had a seance and I spoke with Ray. People at the forum were passing around his telephone number, his house number in Oregon. And I was like, I can't call Ray. Are you kidding me? He's going to be like, who's this? Why are you bothering me? He died. I think he was 88, 90, something like that. So this was obviously 10, 12 years ago. So Ray must have been 76, 77. I don't really know how old he was when he died, but he was close to 90. And he was the type of person that's like you're sitting next to him in a bar, or the image I think of Ray, what was that famous artist? Was it Hopper, where they have a Boulevard of Broken Dreams? You know, when they have the diner and the people are sitting in the diner, and there's, you ever seen that one where they made it to a modern one with Elvis, Marilyn Monroe, James Dean? It's a very
Mhm.
famous American piece of art where they show a beautiful outside of a diner and people are at the diner. It's really awesome. I'll find it. And so I kind of see myself sitting next to Ray in a 1940s, 50s diner. And talking to him was like I was actually asking him a lot of questions about mixing foods because I was taught not to mix foods. I go, Ray, I go, can I call you Ray? He's like, sure. He's like, I have some dumb questions. And I go, I heard about saturated fats and Saddam fish cutting. Hey, what's up, Saddam? And so basically, asking him questions, I was literally like, but we're not supposed to mix meat and potatoes, Ray. I'm not supposed to have two slices of bread with the eggs. And he goes, why not? He goes, are your seed oils, your polyunsaturated fats low? Hey, hello, India. What's up, my friend? India, the creators of sugar. I love India. Yeah, India brought to the world white sugar. Um, and he said to me, that's nonsense. He goes, when I was growing up in the 1930s and 40s and early 50s, everybody ate like that. Where were the fat people? And we had this great discussion. He did not speak as animated as I speak. So Ray was much more subdued. He's like, well, when I grew up, well, everyone was eating like that. That's he doesn't talk like me. So I'm trying to imitate Ray. Watch an interview with Ray. He had a sense of humor. We're in New York City, India, New York, and Colorado, talking about diet and exercise, and Ray Peat and sugar. So Ray was a fountain of knowledge. He did not want me to be on the
Mhm.
treadmill. He goes, the treadmill, he's told me about studies that the treadmill destroys your brain cells. I love Ray. Destroys the mitochondria. He can get kind of extreme. And that's why I tell Margie, focus with the weights. Take walks. So Ray, people don't know this, was quite the artist. Look at his paintings online. Ray was an excellent artist. So he was talking about stimulating the brain with art and with walks and with ideas, that kind of stuff. But you can ask me more specific questions, Marilyn. You look like Marilyn
Yeah.
Monroe today. You look like Marilyn Monroe.
Aw,
Oh,
thank
that
you.
shirt's like a Marilyn shirt, you know.
Now I have to think of a compliment for you. Well, you always look great, so,
I
there
like
you
my.
go.
I know Nikki loves my plaid shirt. She always teases me, you
Oh,
know.
I love your plaid shirts. So, what's the most controversial things about Ray Peat that he said? What do you think?
The most controversial is the white sugar, increasing fruit, increasing carbohydrates, because the false, what started to happen was the false, as Ray would say, Ray was anti ketosis, anti the insulin model, and the Chris is a line dancing teacher. That's right. I used to dance with Nikki in Texas. Yeah. The problem with dancing with Nikki, she always grabbed my butt. But anyway, um, but but anyway, most controversy is that Ray would say, "What's wrong with sugar? It's a clean energy source. What's wrong with sweet fruit?" And he would go. That was controversial. What else? Oh, dropping oils, but eat saturated fat. Ray was very controversial with having saturated fat. Not a lot, but having it as part of your diet. Look at the way we ate in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. That's all I want to tell you. and exercise. Ray was against 90% of the bozos you see in the gym. Now, again, what people do in the gym. He's like, stress. We're stressing out. We're beating ourselves up. Good questions there, Margie.
Conversation with you, so I got an idea what to do. Where do you disagree with Ray Peat?
His choice of fashion. He would wear sweaters that I just teasing. The only thing I would disagree, I'm a personal trainer and that's my profession and I'm a health coach. I learned a lot from health from Ray, but Ray is not the best in terms of exercise advice. So that wasn't Ray's strength. I disagree with Ray because I believe that exercise and strength training, he didn't say it was bad, but try to get some info out of Ray about working out, and that's just not his forte. So I actually believe you could be 15 minutes on the treadmill, 15 minutes on the bike, and on the what's that called? The one you Stairmaster. I don't believe it's that bad. That's what I would kind of disagree. The one thing also I would disagree with Raymond Peat, was that he doesn't ever really talk too much about a deficit, a healthy deficit. And so people take him out of context. Well, I eat between 25 and 3,000 calories, and I'm maintaining at 192. Margie knows exactly where I'm at. But if I start going 35, 4,000 calories, I don't care if it's Pete or the legendary Eve's blood type diet. If I go to, a blood type of diet or anything, and I raise calories, well, it's going to show on the scale right away. So I disagree that Ray did not speak enough about, but he's not a diet doctor. He was all about thyroid. He was all about hormone optimization. But those are the things. Otherwise, I don't really, hey, Claudia, otherwise, I don't disagree with Ray. You
Hi,
know,
Claudia.
I don't disagree. I love this practicality. I don't like a lot of the new folks that make it all sciency and everything. You can't understand the thing they're saying. It's all about all these pathways and all these equations and all these. Well, how do I use it, buddy? How do I use it? You know,
There you go. So, what was Ray Peat like to talk with, and as a person who gave people information?
sweetheart, very generous. Watch him on interviews on YouTube with regular people. Like there's a woman who has a great channel, Jolene or Jolie Fitness, Joelle. I'll find her. And she's just a simple gal, personal trainer, asking questions. He goes, no, no. He goes, that's a great question. He's very patient. He can get into the studies and the science, and you would be lost. I watched a video of him explaining the Randall cycle. I wanted to fall off my bed. I didn't understand a word he said. It was so complex. But all of a sudden, when you just want to ask him a simple question about coconut oil, he could be so simple and he can talk to you in layman's terms. Oh man, if he were alive now, we would get him on the live. Uh, we can get maybe Roddy, Danny Roddy has a great channel. He spoke to Ray 20, 30 times. And Danny Roddy has a big Ray Peat channel. There are people that we can get on our lives who can give you a more, because they were much closer to Ray. And I don't abuse free advice. So like I didn't call him back and email him back. And people would call Ray and email him because they had really serious health issues. And I didn't. For me, it was about weight loss, fat loss, exercise, and what's the perfect human diet. And again, I was stunned. I was just stunned how against low carb and how against ketosis he was. Oh my God, he called it a sick state. You're sick if you're doing keto. Keto flu.
Yeah, yeah. The little that we had a little, trying to get me off of a plateau thing was enough for me. I'm like, ah, no. Yeah.
Well, listen,
Okay.
just to gross everybody out. When I can't go to the bathroom for a week, if you know what I'm saying, I don't think the keto carnivore diet is for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I did that, Margie. You know my story. I did
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
do.
go on. I'm sorry. Yeah.
No, no. It's
Any
and
questions
so
about pro-metabolic, rate, Peat, even more fancy stuff?
well, yeah. So talk about Kate Deering and why she is a favorite of yours.
Say that again.
Talk about Kate Deering and why
Oh,
she's a favorite of yours.
I can't wait to meet Kate. I'm going to go to next time I'm in San Diego. She's a colleague.
Sweet Rocket.
Sweet truck, and everyone knows the proper human diet is beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. Margie, can you remove him from the chat? Awesome, awesome. And so, as a matter of fact, if you can make it work, beef, butter, bacon, if you can make it work, and those are
And
natural foods.
Subways. Yeah, there you go.
That's right, exactly. Oh God. But Kate Deering, everyone look up Kate Deering, Deering, another disciple. She's my age, a little bit younger, and a colleague, a fellow personal trainer. Can't wait to meet her. I'll go to San Diego and I'll work out with her. I will contact her. I bought her book, and it was great book about repeat metabolic things that I didn't know, things I knew. And in her perspective, it's not just for gals, for women. Kate is wonderful because it's 3 meals a day plus a snack. She doesn't talk much about deficit, but she wants women, especially women, screw up. So she wants women to go 6 months to a year of healing your metabolism first. Some women need to hear the truth. They need to hear the truth. But Margie, tell me about the truth. You can't handle it. Remember? The truth.
Um,
The movie. You can't handle the truth. Remember?
oh yeah. Right, exactly. But yeah, it's like yeah, that's what I had to tell myself too. Is you can't handle the truth that I need to get with it and change my diet for good. Learn how to eat whole foods that I like, that work with my body. Get the exercise, get the strength training, get the advice, handle the truth. I can lose weight.
And the truth is, you lost 120? Am I close?
I've lost 100 and
Oh, snap. Wow. Guys, you hear that? Yeah, Kate Deering is great. And so I tease Margie because I love Margie. Margie, I asked Margie a question. I said, "Do you want to work with me? You think you're going to do this in 3 months, 6 months?" And she was so smart. She goes, "No, I'm in it for the long haul." Remember that discussion?
yes,
Margie,
yes.
anybody who has more than 80 pounds, it's a year minimum. If you come to me, hey, Chris, I heard you're a fabulous coach. Oh, I didn't say fabulous. I heard you're a fabulous coach. I want to drop 60, 70 pounds this summer. What? I right away go to them. You want me to double my rate? They go, what do you mean? I'm not going to coach you. Uh, uh, Eve, someone like Eve, my podcast partner, I love Eve. It's going to take Eve 2 more years. When you're in the mid 300s, unless you are losing 3 pounds a week for the next 12 months, you guys, it's just not going to happen. You got to wiggle down. There will be plateaus. They will be up. Margie occasionally went up a little bit, right, Margie? There will be little shots up,
Hmm.
but then you're going to fly down and lose 6 pounds in a week.
Thank
Then
you,
you're going to,
Nikki.
yeah. Nikki, are you trying to win us over? You're very nice today, Nikki. By the way, Nikki was my
He's
first
always nice.
subscriber. Love Nikki. If I ever meet Nikki, she gets a big hug and a big kiss. Love Nikki. Uh, so it's the long haul. I'm 192. I'm never going to gain the weight back again because I'm having too much fun eating the way I'm eating. I had 2 slices of sourdough bread just now, 3 eggs in coconut oil, a banana. In the morning, Greek yogurt with honey, uh, 20, 30 grapes, coffee with milk, Ray Peat style, sugar and coconut oil. Today was actually a perfect Ray Peat day. I feel incredible. I feel great. I feel great. Next question, Marilyn.
About like YouTubers you like.
You. Okay. So the pro metabolic YouTubers, I
And
like.
me, you.
There's a couple of guys I like. They could be a little sciency, but Tim Perkins, Amplified Vitality, Danny Roddy, Kate Deering, that foul mouth Australian lady, Sugar Babes. She curses in every video. I love
Uh-huh.
her.
Yeah.
Love her. There's more. Mike Fave, he gets a little too in the technical stuff. His podcast partner, Adam, what's Mike Fave's partner? They're not that many. I kind of named everybody.
Yeah. What?
They're not that many.
Mike.
Uh,
No,
Mike
sorry.
Fave's partner, exactly. Nice
Feldman.
guy.
Feldman. Jay
Feldman.
Feldman.
Jay. So when I started this a decade ago, I called Jay and I got 2 coaching calls and I called Jay and I said, Jay, help me out because you're doing this in a very practical way. You know what Jay told me? The one piece of advice, he was living in Florida and he goes to me, young kid too. I think he now, what is he, 32 now, 31? He goes to me, Jay goes, I go, Jay, I got to keep, thank you, sweet truck, and Jay Feldman. I go, Jay, I got to keep my fat so low. He goes, who told you that? I'm like, well, you know, I'm eating lots of repeat carbs and sugar. He goes, 80 to 100 grams is fine. I go, what are you talking about, Jay? Jay did not believe in low fat diets. He said to me, keep doing what you're doing, but there's a type of fats. He was right. He was right. Again, you got to watch out for the Ray Peat YouTubers and the TikTok children and those kind of people because they're not going to give you, because people on TikTok are 5 years old. They're not going to give you what I'm giving you. They're going to give you the broad strokes, the details. How are we going to use it to lose weight? How are we going to use it to make, muscle? How are we going to sleep better? What supplementation? I'm not a big fan of that. I'm sorry. Keep going. Great questions. Those are the people I
Oh, that
like.
was my next.
There's a lot of people who do rate Peat, but those are my favorites. Yeah.
Okay. Let's more about talk more about the supplements and in the pro metabolic space.
Well, some people who really need it can take thyroid. That's what Ray would say. The people who really need it, their doctor can supplement them with thyroid medication. He was very much against fish oils. Watch out for fish oils. Ray said that will clog you up. Again, I'm not a scientist. Read the articles that Ray mentioned that. If you needed vitamin D, Ray, I believe in some vitamin D supplementation, but not if you're living in tropical Denver. If you're living in tropical Denver, you don't need vitamin D. We're going to get to that later. But what else? There's a few. The methylene blue was big on the Ray Peat forum. I don't take that, but there's a lot of supplements. The one thing that turned me off the Ray Peat forum, uh, Nancy Elizabeth, what other live were you on? Don't let me come after you, Nancy. I was on another live. All right, just kidding, Nance. But what turned me off of the Ray Peat forum, Ray Peat had nothing to do with it. Everyone was talking about drugs and supplementation. I felt like I was a drug deal. I felt like I was with Scarface. I felt like it was all about drugs. It's like I was here for the diet and exercise, repeat lifestyle. That's what I was here for. And so they were a bunch of middle-aged folks that were living on supplements. No bueno. No bueno. Jesus Christ. Great questions.
Oh, oh, thanks. So, what is the best aspect of the pro-metabolic diet? I'm going to ask you about the worst one too. So,
The best aspect of the pro metabolic diet, as I learned from Raymond Peat, was take what I say. He wrote 5 books, 3 books for women, I believe. Take what I say. He always said this, use what works for you. I love that. It was never, it needs to be 300 grams of carbs. It needs to be the best aspect that I learned from Ray Peat. I'm not going to call it pro metabolic. It just sounds, I don't know. It just sounds like something Sweet Truckin' would say. It's silly. Just kidding, Sweet Truckin'. Um, what live were you gonna? We're on Sweet Truckin'. I'm not going to be doing CR's new protocol. Who's CR?
Cole Robinson,
Oh,
right?
wait a minute. Cole removed all his videos, right? I got to get back to Margie, but I thought Cole was like banned. Oh, Sweet Truckin' said some dry fasting. Give me a break. Dry fasting. Cole, I used to like you, Cole. You were my favorite Canadian after Sweet Truckin'. But anyway, my favorite part of the pro metabolic diet was seeing he's doing lives again. Is he cursing, Sweet Truckin'? Because he's going to get thrown off again. But anyway, I hope he's not cursing because that's what got him booted. You know, I know you're Canadian, Nancy Elizabeth, the beautiful Nancy. But the most fun I've ever had was adding back in the honey, adding back in the sugar. Good, sweet, good. Adding back in the fruits, the sweet fruits. Here's something I learned, and I'm a little bit on the fence about starches. But that's Margie's second question. The worst part about pro metabolic. I love starch. My mom's family goes back to Italy. I eat a fair share of pasta. Look at me. Do I look fat? Do I look fat in this dress? You know, and so like I eat pasta, I eat starches, but Ray was opposed to it. So I diminished it. But the best part was telling people I have 4 or 5 tablespoons of sugar a day. How you doing? And Mexican Coke, which I got from Ray Peat. How you doing? Now, the worst part, is that what you wanted?
Mm-hmm.
Worst part of the Ray, what I got from Ray was he was really against starches. He never ate them. Occasional sourdough bread. He did like potatoes, the only ones that Ray recommended. But the worst part is the misinformation online. And the worst part, it doesn't go much into how to create a healthy deficit and how to lose weight using it. And that's what I teach because Margie and I talk about that every week.
We do indeed. Okay, so you and the Ray Peat Forum, tell us about your infamy there.
Oh, here's a good one. All right, everybody, listen up. This is as good as Cole calling you guys cunts. Anyway, so when I was on
Hey, this is family friendly.
that's what Cole would say, and I would be like, oh. So like, so he was terrible. So on the Ray Peat forum, I got on there and I figured something out watching 15,000 videos of Ray and speaking to Ray. This is before I spoke to Ray. I discovered a secret. I was eating lots of steak with coconut oil, chocolate, ice cream, no starches, fruits, and I started losing a bunch of weight. coffee with coconut oil and sugar. And then I was so proud of myself. I lost like 15 pounds in 3 weeks. And I go on the forum, guys, I'm so happy with the Ray Peat forum. Cole's gone to Subway, Nikki. So, Marge, are you there, Margie? Are you there?
But
Oh, there you are.
yeah, I'm here.
So I went to the
I am.
forum with my findings. Guys, doing the Ray Peat diet, I'm adding in, I had 120 to 170 grams of fat a day. I was eating ribeyes soaked in coconut oil, asparagus, no potatoes, no starches, no rice. I was eating chocolate. And I lost weight. They hated me on the forum. But I'm like, but that's what I learned from Ray Peat. I'm eating all the saturated fat. I'm having sugar. I'm having fruit. And they killed me on the forum. Many people were like, "What's not the diet? What are you crazy? You're mixing sugar and you're mixing the saturated fat. What are you doing?" I had some fans on the forum. You can still look it up. If you look up online, Ray Peat Forum, my name was Crease, Kreeese. And I wrote losing all kinds of weight on the Ray Peat diet. I think it's still up. There's like 15, 20 pages of responses and arguments. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't come for this nonsense. People here think that they are doing the right. By the way, do you know how many people on the Ray Peat forum were fat? Give me a break. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I left the forum, Margie. I think you froze a little bit, Margie. What? You're freezing up. What? Any other thoughts about what? No, that's pretty much it. I mean, I just love the flexibility of eating all the wonderful foods on repeat and being full for 5 hours. That's the part I love. I'm sorry, sorry, Mark. You're breaking up a bit. I'm having trouble hearing you. So everybody, Margie's breaking up. So I will tell you guys. I tease Margie. I get mad at Margie because we're having the coldest winter in over 100 years in New York. And Margie's frequently at 65, 60, 58, 70 a few days ago. I got to deal with that. I got to deal with that when I talk to Margie. And I'm like, you're kidding. Because she's like, I'm walking around in a t-shirt. Uh, and I'm like, Margie, take advantage of your early summer now. Margie will say she can get a blizzard. She can get down with the cold temperature once in a while. But this winter, it's a great time to live in Denver. What? Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. Everybody, how's Margie doing? Yeah, Sweet Truckin' wrote a nice comment. Um, I still can't wrap my head around adding fat, especially saturated fat, into my diet. Well, look at me. I'm not gaining any weight. You can add coconut oil, some olive oil. I know that's not saturated. You can add, a little bit of butter. You can have some cheese. You can have some fattier cuts of meat if you can make it work in your plan. Oh, sweet trucking. Margie, are you there? Margie has frozen. So I will take over. Nikki goes, Spain has had the worst winter in 80 years. Good, because I'm tired. I'm tired of Nikki bragging about how great the weather is in Spain. Because I know that Nikki suffers. Hey, it's just me and you guys. I know that Nikki suffers in this. There's Margie. She's back.
Is it any better?
Yeah, you look so much prettier than usual. You look great.
Aw, and you look handsomer than before too.
Sweet
The
truck.
biceps.
Sweet trucking. I allow some on the weekend for myself, but keep it very lean. That's awesome. I always tell people, you're not going to offend me. Do what works for you. The fat that I added to Margie's diet and to my diet keeps us more accountable and keeps the appetite away. Margie, tell the crowd a little bit about adding fat to your diet and how that has worked.
I do well with avocado, so sometimes I'll add avocado, and sometimes it goes over 30%. But I keep it mainly to saturated fats. I occasionally have a little olive oil, but it's mostly your coconut oil and the dairy fat from the dairy and the meats and that sort of thing. I don't eat a lot of cheese, besides cottage cheese.
Good,
Um,
good.
but anyway, yeah. So it's worked just fine. I don't keep it a little below 30 because it's just better not to have that much all the time. Kind of switch it up.
Yeah, I switch it up too. I notice that if I keep my fat too low, I tend to reach for sometimes heavier protein and heavier carbs. I don't like that as much. I like to have a balanced approach. See, for me, I always tell people I don't want to be hungry. So a little bit of fat in my diet goes a long way because it's now 3:20 in New York City. I could go till 6 o'clock easily. Well, right after this conversation, I'm going to put my t-shirt on and I'm going to go to the gym and I'm going to do some legs. So I have a workout coming right now, but there's no hunger. I feel great. I'm maintaining my weight. That's it. Well,
But not having things like that. I'm better
totally.
off.
We can read some comments because I got to get going. It's already
Yeah.
3:30 in New York almost. But we can read some comments from the beginning. Let's see. You saw most of the comments though. Uh, let's see. I know that Nikki joined a gym. Yay, Nikki! Yeah. Unfortunately, Margie, sometimes you're breaking up. And man, I'm trying to figure out if next time I should do the live. I don't know if it's your internet or uh, unfortunately, because you were last time it was clear. Could it be this part of the day? I don't know. But guys, everybody, unfortunately, I got to get going because I have things to do, some work.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, some work to do. I'll do my own lives. I'll bring Margie on my show. I want to get Sean John. I like to have Nikki Fleming on my live to see Nikki's new muscles. Uh, oh man, Sweet Truckin', you're the best. Sweet Truckin', we love your content, love all your stuff, and Latchkey, the original sugar dieters. Margie and I are bringing the sugar diet back in a little way. A little way, we're bringing the sugar diet back. It's fun, you know. All right, guys, I gotta go.
Bye. On
Mwah,
here.
mwah, mwah. The
Bye.
dating game. The dating game. Mwah. Bye, everybody.